What's happening, everybody? Michael Mrucz here, and welcome to the very first episode of the Michael Mrucz Show. Wow, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm a little salty, so get ready for that. There was a whole lot of shit that went on in the racing world today, but I should really, since this is the first episode of the Michael Mrucz Show, I should give a little bit of a rundown of what I expect this show to be. I'm kind of thinking that every week, I know it's a Sunday night now, but after this week we're moving to Monday nights, and we're gonna have a time where, how do I want to explain it? For my viewers and I to talk about the racing that happened over the weekend, all racing news that has gone on in the last week. I know that the racing season is going to end soon, so that could lead to us having discussions about other stuff when the seasons are over. We could talk about football and how much bullshit goes on in the NFL, or we won't talk about that right now. But yeah, it's just kind of a time, I think, like between a half hour to an hour every week, where I can just talk with all my viewers, see what you guys are thinking, and yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. Who knows? I don't really know where this is going. I wanted to hang out with you guys for a bit every week, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so what everyone seems to be talking about in the chat already is what just happened with Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. I, for one, am pretty pissed because, well, actually, this is hard. So, I want to see Chase win a race, but not when it causes Jimmy to lose over 30 points. If Chase won, Jimmy had to win either Texas or Phoenix to move on. He was behind by like 36 points while Chase was in the lead. Which I was like, that ain't cool. It's like, what do I choose? Do I choose Chase, the future, or my original love? Ugh. So I was like, okay, just let Chase get second place, then Jimmy can still be in contention. Otherwise, Jimmy was gonna have to go and win Texas, because that Phoenix he isn't that great at anymore. So yeah, then we got Chase in the lead. He boops Keselowski out of the way on that restart after, what was it, Carl Long wrecks, that they have the restart. Chase keeps the lead after pit stops, and him and Keselowski are on the front row. Or was there another caution out? I don't know. You guys know what restart I'm talking about, where Chase knocked Keselowski clear out of the way, and took the lead. And then when I saw Denny come in behind him, I was like, they're just like, why? Why, God Almighty, of all motherfucking people, why does it have to be Denny? Because he drives like a straight up douche. Total douche. So I kind of figured we were on borrowed time when I saw that idiot take second. And what do you know? He just right into Chase into turn 3. Doesn't really even try to brake. It didn't seem like. He did it on purpose. He can say whatever the hell he wants to. He did that on purpose. Denny can go and suck a big fat old cock. It's weird though, because I didn't want Chase to win because of what it did to Jimmy, but then it really pissed me off what Denny did to Chase. I'm having a battle within my brain, and that's never good. When you're inside my brain, then there's battles going on. That's never good. So then we got Denny wrecking Chase. Okay. Then with Denny in the lead, that causes Jimmy to lose another 30 points. He is so far behind then. It's like, at least with Chase, I mean, that was someone that I liked that would win, not this freaking asshole. So then we have another restart. Another one. And then, I mean, Denny starts driving away. So it's like, he's going to win this fucking shit. And Kyle, he's not going to be able to catch him. Well, Denny done screwed up in turn 3. Went way up the track and allowed Kyle to get to him and bumped him. And then they got side by side on the front straightaway with what that was coming to the white flag. And Kyle wheel hops, knocks Denny completely out of contention. And then baby Jesus himself is coming on the inside. Yeah, Truex. Jesus Christ. That guy does not need to win another freaking race. I was like, where did he come from? Martin? Again? I thought he was going to win again. But the way Kyle then went into turns 3 and 4, he went so high up, and that was just to get that run off the corner. Like, he wasn't even thinking about Truex at that point, really. He wanted to get that good run because he knew he was going to have to hold the outside. But, yeah, and that Blaney, who is now nicknamed Blanket, because I tried to send a tweet when Blaney was raw dogging Jimmy. I was writing Blaney, and it auto-corrected to Blanket. So now Blaney, his new nickname is Blanket. Then Blanket gets into Denny, knocks him out, just causes the pile-up to end all pile-ups at Martinsville. Like, I don't think anyone's ever seen that kind of wreck at Martinsville before. I think Rick Allen, Bozo the Clown, I'm sorry, said it was like a parking lot or something. That was just pretty ridiculous. And then, that ain't even the end of the show. So, on the cool-down lap, you know, once everyone starts getting going again, we see Chase slamming Denny into the wall. Okay. Chase has every right to be pissed off. I'd be pissed off too. I would have wanted to break the son of a bitch's nose. So then Denny pulls out ahead of Chase, like hits the brakes, stops him, and he climbs out of the car, pointing at him, yelling, like, what do you have to be mad about, you dumb bitch? Chase should be the one that's pissed off. Denny, he looked like he was so angry. Like, how dare you run me into the wall? I didn't have my hands device on. I could have died. Grow a set. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Denny is the biggest bitch of them all. He gets biggest bitch of the week award. We're going to have to make that a recurring thing. I got to remember that. So I really wanted Chase to like knock his head off, because that would have just been hilarious. That would have made the race so much better. And then they're interviewing Denny afterwards, and the crowd is just going nuts. They're booing him like crazy. And then they start interviewing Chase, and people just lose their freaking minds. They start cheering. Like, the whole stands are ready to collapse. People are going crazy. And then, when they were interviewing Kyle, because, like, no one gives a shit about Kyle at this point. He's just in victory lane. He's sipping his NOS energy drink. No one gives a, flying shit. And during his interview, he says, he looks towards the stands, and he says, oh, that's really classy. Thank you for that. I want to know what in the hell the fans were doing to him. The consensus in this house is that someone was mooning him. Someone yanked their pants down and showed him their ass. That would have been hilarious to see if the camera went to that. But I guess when Denny said bullshit, that kind of, they had to keep it a little bit more PG. They couldn't show what the fan was doing at that point. But with Kyle winning, that honestly helped so much in the points. I was cheering. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this. I was cheering for Bushy to win that race, to knock Denny out of the way, because of what it did to the points then. Because now Jimmy is 3 points out. Jimmy! For those of you that don't know, that are just tuning in, I have Jimmy Tourette's. So, all in all, I guess for, my driver, for our title hopes, because I don't know if he can win. I really don't know if he can win again this year. Texas will be our best chance at a win. And I don't even know if we can pull that off. So we need to keep the points reasonable. We need to be it's Truex that's going to get in on points at least. You got Kyle and Keselowski. I had no idea Keselowski was so freaking far ahead in the points. So those three, I'm guessing, are pretty much a lock at this point. So that's going to leave one spot for the other five to fight for. Jimmy ran like straight garbage today. I ain't sugarcoating it. It was pretty painful. I remember the days of, at Martinsville where everything was going just fantastically. We were dominating every goddamn race. And I don't know. I like watching that race, I started thinking, in this off season, Jimmy and Chad need to just wipe the slate clean. They just get rid of everything. We need to start over. And start over with this Camaro, this new 2018 Camaro. Because it's bad. He's not good at all anymore. Like Chase, I don't know if he's getting all the good Hendrick Motorsports equipment now. The tides sure have turned over there. Jimmy can't get a car worth a damn anymore. I don't know. I really think they need to get rid of everything, start over, go into 2018 with a new just mindset for it all. It needs, everything needs to be revamped there. But I mean, Hendrick Motorsports in general, it isn't that great now. Chase is the only one that's competitive at all. Like, he's always running up at the front. The other three, the teens. Like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, that's kind of my takeaway from the race today. Talk about the other races of the weekend. I didn't really watch the F1 race. I should have just watched the beginning because I hear that was the most exciting part. Where I guess Vettel got into Hamilton and Vettel damaged his front wing. Hamilton popped a tire and they both had to go to the back, and then they were both working their ways up. I was keeping track of like where they were. Vettel ends up coming in 4th, and then Hamilton got up to 9th, but that wasn't, Vettel didn't make up enough points to keep the championship alive. So Lewis Hamilton is your F1 2017 champion this year. I totally forgot what year it was. But yeah, I mean, do I hate Hamilton? Because I think about that as I'm watching those races. Like, I know I dump on him all the time when I'm playing like F1 2017 and all that. That's really because I like Nico Rosberg. Because I felt like when Hamilton came into Mercedes that everyone just kind of forgot about Nico. And I just thought that was bullshit. Like, it should have been Nico's team. Lewis should have been number 2. But I guess he's never been number 2, at McLaren or now at Mercedes. So that's why I never have cared for him. But now I'm like rooting for Vettel, who I used to hate, but I only root for him because he drives for Ferrari. It's just, my F1 feelings change from race to race. I'm happy Verstappen won because he got screwed over last week. He really did get screwed over. That whole, I don't know what they're thinking, F1. He was like forced into that position. He had nowhere else to go. Raikkonen came down on him, and he had to cut that corner at the U.S. Grand Prix. So I'm happy he was able to get some redemption then today, and pull off the victory. He's always in contention, but a part always breaks on his freaking car. But so maybe next year he'll be better. Let's hope. Hopefully the car doesn't fall apart on him. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton, you're champion for Formula One this year. What, 2 races early? I believe there are 2 races left. Then I watched the truck race. Oh God, the truck race. Watch a truck race on Saturday. Noah Gragson is the biggest dumbass on the planet. Okay? So, Johnny Sauter, I thought, when he took the lead from Crafton, he just flew away. He drove away from him. No one, it looked like, could keep up. Then they screw up the pit stop, of course. Lose a bunch of spots. And he has to work his way back up there. So then Crafton's leading. He's dominating the crap out of it. And then there's a restart right at the end. Of course, because NASCAR loves to throw their cautions. But, I mean, that 50 truck, it was stuck in the grass. They had to throw caution. So I'm just bitching. So then you got Crafton in the lead. Gragson restarts on the outside. And Johnny Sauter is in third. Gragson somehow flies around the outside, takes the lead away right at the end from Crafton, and wins the damn thing. Crafton, Sauter can't do shit with him. So, then he's in victory lane. This is where I didn't like Noah Gragson to begin with because he drives for that bitch boy Bush. But this is where he really lost me. To start, he was doing pull-ups on the goddamn catch fence. I wanted to shoot him with chicken shit. That's how annoyed that I was already when I saw that garbage. Then we get into victory lane with that schmo. He says he wanted one of those granddaddy watches. You dumb sack of shit. What the fuck is a granddaddy watch? It's a grandfather clock, you dumbass. And then all he can talk about is hanging a banner at Kyle Busch Motorsports. That'll be your only one, you dumb sack of shit. You ain't winning another race if you keep calling it a granddaddy watch, you dumbass. Jesus Christ. Some of the younger people, that are my age, that are coming up, I hate them. Only one I like, let's see. I like Chase Elliott. I like William Byron. And, yeah, that's it. Everyone else is kind of an idiot. They just, I don't know, they act so stupid. Like Chase, he kind of has that, it feels like he came out of that era, where his dad was. That's, his personality. I get that feeling with him. Everyone else just thinks they're so damn cool. Oh, you get to drive a race car. You're an idiot. You can't do anything. You think you're hot shit, but you aren't. So if you keep calling it a granddaddy watch, you are just stupid. I just saw in the chat, Chad Hickman brought up a good point. Noah Gragson threw up. I saw that picture. That was funny as hell. You had him puking behind the safer barrier, and Kyle Bushy was patting him on the back. What the hell? Did he have his first beer? That small child? I never really saw him in an interview before. All I saw here, I'll show you what I know of Noah Gragson before yesterday. This is what I know about Noah Gragson before yesterday. When he was at Bristol, and he was standing in the background. I forget who was being interviewed. And he's standing in the background, leaning up against a pit box like this. With this hat. Head. Shark head. Whatever. That's all I knew about him before. Now, after yesterday, now I know how big of an idiot he really is. So that pretty much sums up my feelings about Noah Gragson. I still can't stand Michael Waltrip. Why does he have to be an announcer? Just why? A damn circus monkey could do better. He says things that don't make any sense. But you know what? Actually, I take him over those three, whatever the hell you want to call them, that are running the NBC broadcasts. Oh my good God. Okay, so you're being led by Bozo the Clown, a.k.a. Rick Allen. The guy asks the dumbest questions on the planet. It's like he's never seen a race before. He started asking when Keselowski got hit and his tire was smoking. He asked, well, is that going to be like detrimental to the tire? Of course it is, you dumb sack of shit. You put metal to rubber to an inflated tire. It's going to cut a hole. Duh! I mean, I guess it wasn't as bad as what happened to Joey, with Kyle. I can't believe Joey didn't go and punch Kyle's lights out, to be honest. But, Rick Allen, he was never this dumb on the Truck Series broadcasts. I don't know what happened to him. I feel like he got knocked in the head with like a golf club or something, because if you look on his Instagram or his Twitter, the guy's always golfing. Maybe you should study up more on racing. That's what I think. But, okay, so you got him leading the trio up there. Only one of them I can somewhat stomach is Steve Letarte. He doesn't annoy me as much. He's still an idiot. Like, he should have stayed on the pit box. He has no place being up there. But he's not horrible. He's kind of like the lovable loser. Okay, so then let's cap this off with the devil himself. I call him that because he stiffed me on an autograph way back in the day. Almost, we're coming up on like the 10-year anniversary of that, actually. Yes, Mr. Jeff Burton, a.k.a. Sir Advantage. So if you don't know the story, I've told it in videos before, but back in 2008, he was like, okay, so here's my microphone, here's me. We asked for an autograph. My mom actually said, Mr. Burton, can we have an autograph? She called him Mr. Burton. Walked to his golf cart. No shits given. So ever since that day, I've hated the son of a bitch. That guy can't broadcast worth a damn. Worth a damn. Why is he still there? I don't know how he's still employed. I swear to you, he has like advantage harpies. His advantage harpies have trickled into everyone else. Now everyone else is saying advantage. The man uses that word every other word, and if it's not advantage, then he uses disadvantage. Oh! And then it wasn't like this at the beginning with NBC. But I've noticed this season, more people within the NBC stratosphere using that freaking word. I hear it, and I want to rip my ears off and staple them to a wall, like Van Gogh. Isn't that what he did? I don't know. It's just, oh God, he is so bad. It honestly makes me miss... I can't believe I'd ever say this, but it makes me miss the ESPN broadcasts. I hated that back when they were on because it always seemed like every other sport was so much more important. But now that NBC has it, I want ESPN back. Oh, because I tell you what, I don't think NBC gives a single shit about NASCAR because they continue to employ bozos to break down these races. those three in the booth. Kyle Petty, he is the most opinionated son of a bitch alive. I mean, can he say one nice thing about Jimmy? Maybe I'm biased because I'm a fan of him, but whenever the topic of Jimmy comes up and Kyle Petty's there, he always has to talk shit about him. All the time. Maybe it's because he is, a little protective of his father's record that Jimmy is going to break tonight. I don't think NBC really gives a damn. They keep putting the races on NBCSN where no one sees it. Like, you see the ratings when they put it on NBC compared to NBCSN. It's so completely different. That's why the ratings, everyone's saying, oh, the ratings are so low. The ratings are so low. Well, that's because it's being put on a channel that no one gives a shit about and nobody gets. So, I can't wait till Fox comes back, honestly. It's, oh, God. I want these three monkeys to go away. It's like three Bozo the Clowns. Sir Advantage, Bozo the Clown, and the Lovable Loser. So that's pretty much my take on the racing this weekend. I was watching a little bit of football. Not a whole lot of games today. A lot of people had byes. I hope the Seahawks won. I gotta check to make sure my boys won the thing, because they were up just by a little bit. Thank you, Jesus. 41-38. Okay, I had to know. I'm sorry I did that mid-broadcast. So now the Seahawks are 5-2. And so the Patriots won again. Of course, Mr. Brady, Mr. Fantastic. Who else won? Minnesota won again. Like me, some Vikings are 6-2. I'm pretty sure they have that division now because you truly see how shitty the Packers are without Aaron Rodgers. And I really didn't look at the other games. I know we got the Steelers and the Lions tonight. I haven't been watching much this season, like a lot of people, because of, I think you can pretty much figure that out. While I can respect what they're protesting, doing it during the national anthem is the absolute worst time to do it. In my opinion, it is a complete disrespect to the military, to our country, and you can find another time to do it. So I don't have anything against what you're protesting. I know that things aren't always great in this country when it comes to that, but that is the wrong time to do it, in my opinion. So I'm going to go into the chat. That's pretty much... Oh, another thing. We'll wait on the chat. One more thing. The other big news, I guess, of racing this week was that Darrell Wallace Jr. has been named the driver of the 43. He is going to be the full-time driver, replacing Eric Armadillo, a.k.a. Almirola. There's another story. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but back in 2009, during qualifying, Steve Burns, who I loved, rest in peace, Steve Burns, he was calling qualifying, and Eric Almirola was qualifying, and he called him Eric Armadillo, and I will always remember that. Anyway, I think Armadillo is moving to replace the Danica in the 10 car and taking Smithfield with him. But anyway, Darrell Wallace Jr. named the driver of the 43, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, he seems like an alright guy. People, I guess, were losing their shit that he was named the driver. I don't know why. It's just, what, being racist? I have no freaking clue. I mean, the team, I saw that they are going with 3 options with alliances next year. I don't know who those 3 are, but they need some sort of help, because otherwise, if they didn't have help, they'd be back in the 20s and 30s every week, which is pretty much where they're at now. I don't know. I mean, are they supported? I feel like they're supported by Roush. They have Roush Yates engines, but I don't know who they're looking to align themselves with. But I hope he can have a good run in the car. He did well with them in his stint, you know, in June and July. So I hope that it goes well. Who knows? Maybe you'll have... Well, now the 21 isn't going to be Blaney anymore. Blanket. It's going to be Menard. So the 21 is just going to go to shit. I was going to say maybe we could have the 21 and the 43 running up front again. But with Menard taking over, that ship has sailed. But, yeah, let me get into the chat a little bit. I pretty much covered all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Do I believe in Darrell Wallace? I most certainly do, because he drove for Roush Fenway, and he was getting a whole bunch of top 10s in Xfinity when Roush Fenway is garbage. The fact that Ryan Reed is still there and Bubba doesn't have a ride is just like freaking sacrilege. Like, come on, really? But Ryan Reed has support. Darrell doesn't. I mean, look what he did at Michigan. One off time, he takes the lead, and he wins the thing in the Truck Series. So, I'm guessing Jimmy Johnson, 7-time 23, says, how many wins did Jimmy have in 2011? I'm guessing we're testing my Jimmy fanitude. Jimmy had 2 wins at Kansas and at Talladega in 2011. Ha! Gotcha. You didn't think I was going to get that. Alright, let's see. Anyone, if you have questions, I'm going to end the show every week with, like, questions, whatever you guys want to know. You can go and write in the chat, and I'll give you my opinion. You know, I'll answer if it's just, like, random stuff that you want to know about me, if it's stuff about racing, football, sports in general, whatever the heck you want to ask me, feel free. But, yeah, I'm just going to go through the chat towards the end here, but I said at the beginning, yeah, that I was just planning on it being like a 30 to 60 minute show every week. Nicholas says, did you see the Chase Elliott fan trying to fight Denny Hamlin vid on Twitter? No! There's a video? Okay, I gotta try and find this. I'm not very good with OBS yet. I know I could probably bring it up on the screen, but let me find this thing. Then I'll try and play it for you guys. Boo, boo, boo. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Oh, man. Santa Claus tried to kill Denny. Let me rewind it. I got to see the whole thing. Oh, shit. Santa really tried to kill Denny. The sheriffs are involved. Holy Christ. Okay, it's like it's 36 seconds. Oh, man, he's telling him to learn how to drive. Denny has this shit-eating grin on his face. Okay, I'm gonna rewind it. I'll play it for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see it. Come on. Here. There. Santa Claus is getting knocked around by the sheriff department in Martinsville. That's too funny. Dirty veteran. Oh my god. And then I don't know why this guy's shaking his hand. Why the hell would you shake the hand of a douche? Okay. There's that. Well, I'm really glad. Let's see. Dustin, DLBXTV on Twitter, tweeted that at me so I could check that out. I gotta plug this back in because my phone's about dead and I want to use it. Alright. So, there is the video of Santa Claus trying to assault Denny's ass. Creepy Uncle just said in the chat, Denny is on the naughty list for life. That's a good one. That was pretty good. Let's see. Just get some more questions in before. Opinion on Denny Hamlin's paint scheme. I don't really know what the paint scheme was meant to. That was asked by JC1424. I don't really know what that paint scheme was supposed to be like representing. I miss, even though he's a douche, I miss Denny. I know why they did it, because everyone knows FedEx is purple and orange, but I like when they changed it up with like every week, where he had like blue and white, and then there was like purple and white and orange and white and green and white, like all the different services that FedEx provides. I kind of miss that. I don't like having the same one every week, but I mean, I don't care because he's an asshole. T-Shot wants to know, why is Denny a baby back bitch? He probably has too much fiber in his diet. Triggsy wants to know if Denny is my least favorite driver now. He's, oh God, bushy. But I cheered for him to win tonight. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Denny, I hate him. I really do hate him. He's the worst. So he might be number one. He might have replaced Bushy. I know that's big for me to say, but damn, he is a son of a bitch. Let's see. What else is everyone saying? Jeff A wants to know if I think Mark Martin was the best driver to never win a Winston Cup. Well, let's see. Who hasn't won a cup? Of all the drivers that haven't won one, I'm thinking like that are retired. I mean, Mark is in the Hall of Fame. And you don't just get in the Hall of Fame just by being like mediocre. You have to actually do a whole lot. He really should have won at least one cup. What, he finished second in the points 5 times? Which is, it's just, how do you do that? Like, you can't catch one freaking break. He finished second in the Daytona 500. He never won that. He finished second at a bunch of places where he just was never able to crack through and win. And yeah, he should have. So of all the people that haven't won one, I would say that he would have to have been the best driver never to have won a championship. Let's see. Do I miss Cesar Ortiz wants to know if I miss Tony Stewart or Carl Edwards. I miss Tony because he's just hilarious. I always loved his interviews, and the way he raced, I felt like it was really old school, and not having him on the track, I kind of missed that. But Carl, I mean, he was nice, but he was always threatening Jimmy's greatness. So what the hell do I want him around for? I was kind of, like, when I saw he retired, I was kind of happy. So, like, yay, one less person to fight Jimmy, but then Truex came along, and we all know what happened then. Oh, man. What's your worst Jimmy wreck? Worst Jimmy wreck. Well, the one that pops into my head immediately would be 2011 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in then the Chase. He was going through turns 1 and 2, and he got loose, and he got loose like that, and he tried to correct it, and he went like head on into the wall, and that's what effectively ended 6 in a row. I mean, he really didn't run great after that, I remember, but I feel like that wreck kind of, it just sealed it for him. Like, they knew at that point it was done. Excuse me. Which, by the way, that's one point I wanted to make about the race today. Larson, he does not give a single shit anymore. He does not care. He didn't run well at all this weekend. And the fact that, I mean, the wreck he had, he climbed out of the car. That wreck was nothing. They could have fixed that car. He did not care anymore. He is checked out this year. He's not winning any more races. Kyle Larson has just sealed the deal on 2017. He's moved on completely. Because I think everyone inflated his head, making him think, oh, you're going to win Homestead. You get to Homestead, you're the champion. Well, you have to get through all the rounds, man. So I think he has completely, given up on this year. But let's see. I'll answer a couple more. T-Shot wants to know how I would have felt if Jimmy got wrecked before he crossed the start-finish line tonight and didn't finish. I would have been pissed. This stream would have had a much different tone than it has. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's saying if they were Larson, they'd do the same. That they'd just be done. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard when you have it built up in your head. Oh, I've got this year. I've got it, and then it's all gone just because your engine blew up. So it's it's expected. But I'm just saying, when he climbed out of that car that had like no damage at all, I was like, yeah, that's it. He's done with this year. Josh Lee 48, do you want Dodge back in the sport? I would love to see Dodge back in the sport. Toyota and their shit is the reason why Dodge isn't around anymore. Dodge should still be there over a foreign manufacturer. I mean, this sport is based in the United States. I feel like our big three should be in it. But, yeah, we should have like the Dodge Challenger out there. If we're going to have the Camaro next year, we should have the Challenger. We should have also the Mustang. I mean, Toyota, what the hell are you doing there? The Camry? Pfft. What the hell are we going to drive next? A freaking Prius? God damn. Logan Shot. Who are my top 5 favorite drivers? Well, we got Jimmy, number 1. Chase Elliott, number 2. I would say 3 is William Byron. I'm just going across the board. Number 4, we'll go with Elliott Sadler. And number 5, I'll say Kyle Larson. Oh, crap. We're going to go Jimmy, Chase, Johnny Sauter, William Byron, Elliott Sadler, and then 6th will be Kyle Larson. Alright, I want to do one more question for you guys. What is Desrified wants to know, what is my opinion on the Roval for Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Bank of America 500 next year in the Chase? I still call it the Chase. It's the playoffs. My opinion is that there should be a road course in the playoffs. I mean, they're some of the most exciting races of the year, so you should have one in the playoffs. If you're going to have them in the regular season, there should be representation of that in the playoffs. But I think it's going to be really interesting. Like, people that are good at Charlotte, are they going to be able to conform to that road course style racing too? If Allmendinger can get his team back together, make it into the round of 16, and then I believe the road course is in the round of 16, he could, knock someone else out that should be moving on, because he can easily win there then. But I think it's going to be definitely interesting. Next year's playoffs, with Vegas being in there, with the Roval, with Richmond being in there, it's going to be interesting. And then you got Indy as the regular season closer. That's going to be interesting to see. I'm glad they shook it up a little bit. Finally, the schedule gets stale. You should mix it up some. At least in my opinion. Like, you can't have the same shit all the time. I don't like that they have 5-year contracts with all the tracks. They should be cycling some of them out. Like, get new stuff in there, I think. I'll take one more. Let's see. I know, I don't want to end it either, guys. Let's see, one more question. Whoops, I'm scrolling the wrong thing. Did I notice how many empty seats there were today? Yeah, that my dad pointed that out because we were watching it together, how a lot of seats were empty. I don't know. I'm like really curious to know where NASCAR is going to be in 10 years, even 5 years. I think it's just going to look completely different. I mean, all the drivers, the new drivers that are going to be in control of the sport then. Just the popularity of it. Where is it going? And honestly, I think what we need to do is get back to the basics. Like, I say a 10-race chase. I mean, the eliminations, yeah, it adds excitement, but the points thing, it needs to be fixed. This is too freaking complicated with the stage racing. Just have normal races. F1 is so incredibly popular. They don't have any of these gimmicks at all. This stage racing, you don't need it. Get back, like, just simplify everything, and the cars need to be fixed. They're too aero dependent. You see cars just running single file. You need passing. That's a big part of it. People don't want to watch if it's single file all the time. So I don't know if NASCAR is going to pull their head out of their ass and stop doing what they want to do and actually listen to what the fans think, because I think a lot of people think the same thing. The points are ridiculous. No one can keep track of that shit. But I wish I could be president. I would change so much. Jedi would be champion every year. He would get so much leeway. He would get a restrictor plate. He wouldn't even need a restrictor plate. Peter brings up Brian France in the chat. He is a big reason why I think that the sport has gone downhill, because he just does what he wants. He doesn't give a shit what anyone else is thinking. He does what he thinks is best, and that's not right. So I'm gonna head out. We're at 48 minutes. Good number. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of the Michael Mrucz Show. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you guys thought. It's something totally different for me. I mean, you guys are used to gameplays and to, a vlog every now and then. So this is like something completely different. I didn't know how it was going to go. I'm glad I made it this far, with actually having stuff to talk about. I wasn't really sure. I didn't write anything down, so I wasn't really prepared. I just kind of came up with whatever was on the top of my head. But thank you all so very much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. If it was good, we'll do it again next week, and maybe then the week after that. Who the hell knows? Maybe we'll get picked up for the whole season, if the producers liked it. I'm joking. I don't have producers. I'm a one-man band. I'm the most amazing YouTuber there is. That's not conceited at all. I'm gonna shut up now. That's all I got, you guys. Thank you all so very much for everything you do, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I know I've said you guys like a million times in this stream. I hate when I get repetitive like that. I need to work on my communication skills. I will see you all, changed it, in tomorrow's video. Tomorrow we'll have a gameplay. Also remember, the Michael Mrucz Show, this is just like the premiere, so I'm putting it on a Sunday night. I'm going to move it to Monday evenings, starting, next week. Jimmy better have moved on by next week's show. You better win, Texas. That's all I got. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all so very much for watching. I love every single last one of you. And, yeah. Bye! Now, it's that awkward time. When do I end the stream? Because it just... I never really know when it's going to cut off. I'm going to wait for my live preview to, you know, stop doing the thing. And, yeah, I'm going to cut it off now.